Stella with the Shades here, about to go take out the trash. And while we're on the subject of trash, let's talk about men. I want to shout out to a follower for today's content inspiration. Let's talk about today's Gen Z versus Gen X and millennials. You know, she sent me a clip about a young lady who was talking about dating older men, and she might have been in her teens dating a man in their 20s. Okay, let's talk about the differences. When I was coming up, it was the norm. It was the standard. It shouldn't have been. And she also made mention that she felt like things were better in the 90s. You know, when you talk about all of these men being 90s fine. Yeah, a lot of these 90s fine men were in their 20s and close to 30. And they were getting their brand new cars fresh out the car wash. A lot of them was dope dealers. Just doing a lot of wild shit. And they were circling around high schools. They would definitely do it in New York City. They were circling around high schools looking for underage girls to prey on, and they did. Shit, I'm going to call myself, I don't want to say a victim, but I definitely was plucked. I was plucked like a ripe piece of fruit off a tree. So that's what was happening in the 90s. You get what I'm saying? Cue BBD, backstage, underage, adolescents, how you doing? And we sang that line. We sang it because we didn't realize how wrong it was. And a lot of these men weren't being stopped. It was encouraged. These men had money. They was fine. What I want to fuck with him for? He still got a curfew. He still gets beatings. You pulling up on me, calling me sweetheart. You got a brand new Maxima, cherry red Beamer. When you step out, you got a gold chain to match. You smell like Davidoff cool water. You write your phone number down on a $20 bill and tell me to beep you later. That's what I wanted. I didn't know that I didn't need it and that it was wrong. It was fucked up. But that's what was happening in the 90s. One thing I will say about this generation, it's not the standard. Their young men got their shit together. They're getting money online. They work. They go to school. You know, they got 2-3 hustles. So a lot of these young women, where I don't agree that they should tell all of their business online like they do their sex business, at least a lot of them are engaging with young men that are closer to their age. Yeah, a lot of these young girls are dating partners that they can relate to. But us, it was different. So no, I do not agree that things were better in the 90s. Things were faster and they were much more chaotic. And again, shout out to all of my young women who in the 90s got locked in by men that was 10 and 15 years older than them and had their children and actually ended up married to them. So yeah, if you want to ask me who was better, I don't know about better or worse, but I'm not going to tell no lies about the 90s being wonderful. And all you 304 aunties and mothers and grannies over 40s, stop lying to these young women and stop putting them down. Cut that shit out. Love stuff.